Okay, everybody, listen, I've got a 2003 Sportsman 500 Polaris, and I kept having this problem with the shifter getting stuck in reverse. So I turned around and I pulled this shifter apart, thinking, okay, let's clean it out and find out what's going on. So as I pull it apart, I'm inspecting everything, and everything looks to be good except for one thing. So this is the part that I'm working on, and these are your shifter levels from high to low and reverse. This one right here is the reverse lever. This one is the one I thought I was having the problem with. So I pulled this contraction apart, cleaned everything, inspected everything. Everything looked fine. In here there's two little seats that sit on a ridge inside this piston that needs to be put back in place when you put it back together. So make sure you get those. If you pull these out, get these in the right position. Otherwise, your plates inside will be in the reversed order. But everything was fine here. Here is my problem. This little shaft right here holds this pin right here, holds this through, and this sits inside right there. Since the pin was broken, it was allowing this piece to move up and down, which I think was causing my problem for it not going into reverse. So I'm almost done putting it back together. Let me finish cleaning this spot up here on this, make sure that there's no other problems, and put this pin in. I made this pin. I live out in the mountains of Colorado. I'm not right around the corner from a parts store. So what I did is I found an old cheap screwdriver that I had laying around. I took my reading meter wrench, and I measured this one, turned around, cut the screwdriver, made sure it was the right diameter, cut the screwdriver the same length, and ground off the ends to make my pin. So let's see how it works. So I put the pin in all the way through and made sure and ground my ends around just like the original factory pin, which used to be a piece of screwdriver. And what that does is that seats in there, and it's got to be able to move a little bit, so it sits inside the rocker box to allow it to move, shift real easy. So I'm gonna put it back in the box, screw it down, and let's move it around and see what happens. Okay, so I put it all back together now, and I do something what I call a bench test, guys. I can't put the phone down and do it because I gotta have something to hold my phone. But I move the shifter, you can see it moving. Look at that. So they both work. And while I was in there, I replaced the seals on here, and they're just two simple little round old seals that you can get anywhere in any parts store. So I'm going to put it back on the vehicle itself, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I stuck it back on the vehicle. As you can see, the bolt pulling out, push it in, high, low, reverse, or actually, start all over. She's in neutral. Now I can feel the gears, and I can feel it to where it's a solid piece in there. Before I kind of had to play with it a little bit. So now I can feel it back and forth, and it's solid. So there's high, there's low, and there's reverse. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Go out and ride it, come back, let you know what happened. Okay, what I've done is put it all back together, got the vehicle started, and I want to make sure that everything works properly. As you look down here, see your high, your reverse, and your low, and your neutral. Up here you have your neutral and your reverse lights. Mine is obviously broken. There's my reverse. Oop. My reverse light's working and went in real easy. Low, high, reverse, neutral. Now I felt a little bit of up and down movement, and I meant movement like this way on the lever when it was getting stuck. Now that I put that new piece of screwdriver pin in there, this doesn't move at all. This piece is, it doesn't move up and down. It moves inwards and loose like it's supposed to because it rotates inside that box, but there's no movement. It's pretty tight. Nice smooth shifts. I think my problem's solved. So remember guys, it's not that hard to fix these machines. There's a simple little pin that was broke inside there. Probably took me about 45 minutes to figure everything out and clean everything and inspect it. Overall, didn't cost me a dime to fix it. I'm sure if I would have got online, I'd have wasted more time, but since I had a caliper wrench and some old tools that I don't use anymore, a piece of a screwdriver worked perfect. Anyway, so if you're having problems with your Polaris Sportsman 500, getting stuck in reverse when you're going forwards or backwards, check this pin out inside the box and hopefully this helps. Have a good day everybody. Bye.